Hello everybody. Today we are going to start with a new phonics lesson, and after that we will start with a new reading comprehension worksheet or text. So this lecture is going to be divided into two parts. First of all, we're going to start with the phonics lesson, which is about plurals. Of course, when we say plurals, it means we are talking about the plural form of a word. It means more than one. So the plural form of a word is the form that is used when referring to more than one person or thing. The plural of a noun is the form of it that is used to refer to more than one person or thing. So plural means more than one. Plural noun rules. We have, of course, many rules to write the plural form of the nouns. First of all, we are going to start with rule 1. Rule 1 says to make regular nouns plural, we have to add s, such as, for example, cat or house or door or table. These are called regular nouns. They don't have a special rule, so you just add s. Rule number 2 says if the singular noun ends with s, double s, sh, ch, x, or z, so you have to add es to the end of the noun to make it plural. Let's have some examples, such as truss, trusses, double s, bus, buses, marsh, marshes, lunch, lunches, tax, taxes, blitz, blitzes. So there are nouns that end with s, double s, sh, ch, x, or z. In order to change them to the plural form, we have to add es. Rule number 3 says that in some cases, singular nouns ending in s or z require that you have to double the s or z prior to adding the es for pluralization, like fez and gas. So these are special cases. You have to double the final letter in the word, and then you add es, such as fez, fezzes, gas, gases. Rule number 4, if the noun ends with f or fe, the f is often changed to ve before adding the s to form the plural version, such as wife, wives. So the fe is changed to v and then you add es, and like wolf, the f is changed to v and then you add es. We have some exceptions, of course, and I prefer if you memorize them, like roof, roofs, belief, beliefs, chef, chefs, chief, chiefs. So these are special cases. You do not change the f into v, you just add s to the noun. Rule number 5 says singular nouns that end with y and the letter before the y is consonant, you change the y into I and then you add es, like city, cities, puppy, puppies. As you can see here, the letter which is before the y, or y here, is preceded by a consonant letter t. So we change the y into ies, and same as puppy. Y is preceded by p, which is a consonant letter. So we change the p into ies. Rule number 6, if the noun ends with y preceded by a vowel letter, you just add s to the noun. Look at the example, like ray, raise. Y is preceded by a, which is a vowel letter, so we just add s. Boy, boys. Also y is preceded by o, which is a vowel letter, so we just added s. Rule number 7 says if the singular noun ends in o, add es to make it plural, like potato, potatoes, tomato, tomatoes. So when the noun ends with o, you add es to make it plural. Also, we have here some exceptions. These are the exceptions that we have: photo, photos, piano, pianos, halo, halos. These nouns are special cases, and I also prefer if you memorize the special cases or the exceptions in order to keep them in your mind. Rule number 8 says if the singular noun ends with us, the plural ending is frequently I, like cactus, cacti. So you change the us into I. This rule is a bit weird, I know, but this is the rule. So if the noun ends with us, you change the us into I, like focus, foci. Number 9, if the singular noun ends in is, the plural ending is es. So you change the is into es, like analysis, analysis, you change it to es. Ellipses and ellipses, you just change the is into es. So if the verb ends with is, the plural ending is es. Rule number 10. If the singular noun ends in on, the plural ending is a. It means on is changed into a in the plural form. So phenomenon, phenomena, criterion, criteria. Okay? So when the noun ends with on, the plural form ends with a. So on is changed to a in the plural form. Rule number 11 is about the nouns that do not change when they are pluralized, such as sheep, sheep, it stays the same. Series, series, species, species, deer, and deer. These are nouns that stay the same in the singular and in the plural form. Also, fish is one of them. But to see if this noun is a singular or a plural noun, you have to find this in the context of the sentence, Let's look at the example here. Mark caught 1 fish, but I caught 3 fish. So you can see here that fish here is the singular and fish here is the plural noun. So to know whether this noun is a singular or a plural noun, you have to read the sentence and see these nouns in context to identify them as singular or plural nouns. Okay, irregular nouns follow no specific rules, so it's best to memorize them. These are called irregular nouns. It means these are nouns that change completely when they are changed into the plural form, like child becomes children in plural, goose becomes geese, man become men, woman become woman, tooth becomes teeth, foot becomes feet, mouse becomes mice, and person becomes people. So these are called irregular nouns. They have no specific rule, so you have to memorize them because they are completely changed when they are in the plural form. These are the 20 vocabulary words that we are going to study in this lesson. I'm going to read them and then we are going to move to the explanation. Number 1, colonies. Number 2, dictionaries. Number 3, cavities. Number 4, abilities. Number 5, hoofs. Number 6, knives. Number 5 and number 7, scarves. Number 8, cellos. Number 9, dominoes. Number 10, trivia. Number 11, cranberries, directories, celebrities, ourselves, shelves, yourselves, armadillos, concertos, moteos, and graffiti. These are the 20 spelling words that we are going to explain now. Let's start with the first word, which is colonies. And a colony is, let's say, a territory under the immediate complete political control It's a place which is controlled politically and occupied by settlers of another countries. The second word is scarf, and the scarf is this thing that you are seeing now in the picture. Number 3 is cellos. A cello is a musical instrument. It's similar to a guitar, but it's much bigger. Concertos, as you can see in the picture, is a concert or a certain musical concert happening. Knives, these are the knives. Directories, as you can see here, A, B, C, D. Directories are signs that show you, for example, this is file A, this is file B, or the red color is for math, the blue color is for English. These are called directories. Dominoes, these are dominoes, it's a game. Dictionaries, of course, you all know what are dictionaries. These are cavities. They appear on your teeth due to having a large amount of sweets, eating sweets, not taking care of your teeth, and so on. Trivia is a certain sentences or words that are. So trivia is information and let's say data that are considered to be a little of value, as let's say this quote here. Some quotes are beneficial and so on. Graffiti is this kind of art that you can see in the picture. Hoofs are the things that they put for horses and animals in their legs. My abilities means things that I can do. Armadillo is an animal. It's a very weird animal. It's this one that you can see in the picture. Shelves, of course, you all know what are shelves, things that you are seeing in the picture also. Now we move to the plural form of each of the following words. Let's start with yourself. The plural form of yourself is yourselves. Armadillo, armadillos, it ends with O. Shelf, shelves. Moto, motos. Cranberry, cranberries. Concerto, concertos. Directory, directories. Graffiti, it's graffito, the singular. Graffiti is the plural. Ourselves. Celebrity, celebrities. So this was the spelling lesson. Of course, there is the second part of the exercises. You are going to solve it in the worksheet. Let's now move to the reading comprehension, and we are going today to start with a new theme, which is facing challenges. Let's start with these 3 quotes. I'm going to read the first one. There has never been any great person who never met great trials and oppositions, but their patience, tenacity, endurance, and perseverance saw them to the end as great people. The second, life at its best is a series of challenges. A big enough challenge will bring out strengths and abilities you never knew you had. Take on challenges and you will bring yourself to life. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes them meaningful. So from these 3 quotes, we can infer that facing challenges or overcoming a certain obstacle is something very important in order to make our lives interesting, feel happiness, feel the feeling of joy and happiness after overcoming a certain obstacle. So every one of us in life has faced a certain problem, a certain opposition, tried something bad, had a bad experience, but all of us should be very strong. We should be determined. We should have patience, endurance, strength in order to overcome all the difficulties that we might face in life. Let's watch this interesting video, one of the most interesting videos.
After being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. After being cut from his high school basketball team, he wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old, and his teachers said he would never amount to much. Was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. Fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. At age 11, he was cut from his team after being diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, which made him smaller in stature than most kids his age. At age 11, he was cut from his team after being diagnosed. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed after being unceremoniously removed from the company he started. At 30 years old, he was left devastated and depressed. A high school dropout whose personal struggles with drugs and poverty culminated in an unsuccessful suicide attempt. A high school dropout whose personal struggles with drugs. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything and that he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything. Rejected by Decca Recording Studios, who said, "We don't like their sound. They have no future in show business." His first book was rejected by 27 publishers. His fiancée died, failed in business, had a nervous breakdown, and was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never tried anything new. If you've never failed, you've never tried anything new.
So as you can see here in this video, they talked about well-known people, famous people who were very depressed, who faced certain difficulties, but now they are very famous. They achieved very important goals in their life, like Lionel Messi, like Einstein, Abraham Lincoln. All of these are important people in life. They did a difference. They did a certain change in our lives. So as you can see, you have to be strong enough. You have to face these challenges. You have to overcome them. You have to be strong enough to overcome all of these obstacles in order to achieve your goal. And this is exactly what these people did in order to be what they are today. Okay, first of all, we are going today to start with a new skill, which is the cause-effect relationship. Let's start with the definition of a cause. A cause, of course, is the reason why something happened, and the effect is the result. Okay, so if I said, for example, he failed in the test because he didn't study well. So if I asked myself, what happened first? What happened first is that he didn't study well. Okay, what happened because he didn't study well, or what happened second? He failed in the test. So this is the cause-effect relationship, a reason and a result. For example, if I said he was sick, so he didn't come to school. So the cause is that he was sick. The result is that he didn't come to school. So this is the cause-effect relationship. We have some transitional words related to causes and some related to effects, such as because, due to, since, for, and so on. For effects, we can use thus, consequently, so, as a result, therefore, and so on are also transitional words used for effects. Let's together read this paragraph, and we have to fill in the graphic organizer with 3 causes that lead to divorce. Divorce is a complex issue. I'm going to use the highlighter in order to highlight the causes. Divorce is a complex issue with more than one cause. Lack of communication is one of the leading causes of divorce. So what is the first cause? Lack of communication. Okay? Lack of communication is one of the reasons that lead to divorce. You can't have an effective relationship if either one of you won't discuss your feelings, can't talk about your personal issues. What is more, financial problems. So financial problems is the second reason why people might divorce. Financial problems are a possible cause of disagreement between couples. Married couples could argue about their financial responsibilities or unequal financial status. Thus, this leads to the end of marriage. A third cause is bad habits. So this is the third cause, bad habits such as alcohol addiction and gambling. So these are the 3 causes that might lead to divorce. To sum up, lack of communication, financial problems, and bad habits are major causes of divorce. We have to fill in the Venn diagram. The first cause is lack of communication, the second is financial problems, and the third is bad habits such as alcohol or alcohol addiction or gambling. This is our reading lesson. This is the text that we are going to read today. This text, the writer in this text speaks about a woman who managed to face her cancer disease with self-confidence and determination. Let's together read the text, and then we will explain it, of course. I will stop every now and then to explain. Heather Rundick stepped into her boss's office and shut the door. I just got a call. My doctor wants me to come in to discuss my test results, she said, choking on the words as she started to cry. As she and her boss sped to the doctor's office on that January day in 2003, Heather, the divorced mom of a 6-year-old son, was terrified. I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience when I heard this diagnosis, says Heather. Tears were pouring down my face. How could I have lung cancer? I was only 33 and I never smoked even a cigarette. I felt trapped in the middle of a tornado with the funnel closing it on me. So Heather was waiting for the results, and the doctor informed her that she has lung cancer. She was very afraid, very terrified. She couldn't believe that she has cancer, and she never smoked before. So she felt lost. She felt that she is in a dream, in a nightmare maybe. She didn't know what was going on. Doctors removed almost half her lung. So they did a certain surgery and removed half her lung. After a 3-day hospital stay, Heather returned to her parents' home, where she spent a month recuperating. By her 1-month checkup, she was much better. She was joyful and happy that she could do whatever she wanted. The doctor, who was listening attentively, turned somber as he explained that the lab had found cancer in 5 of her surrounding lymph nodes. Heather felt blindsided. So after 1 month of the surgery, she was doing a checkup. She felt that she is better, she was happy, and so on. The doctor informed her that she has cancer in 5 of her lymph nodes. Heather went through 2 kinds of painful treatment: chemotherapy and radiation. She got sicker and more discouraged every day. She vomited blood, developed blistering burns on her chest and back. Her weight dropped from 140 pounds to 113. Despite all these painful side effects, Heather was full of steel will to beat the monster. 6 months later, she was well enough to return to work part-time at the law firm. She went to a lung cancer support group. She was by far the youngest patient. Heather looked for other way to protect her health. Since she was already slim, exercised as much as possible and avoided exposure to second-hand smoke. She only had one bad habit to kick: her terrible diet. She began a special macrobiotic diet, eating special kinds of food under the supervision of diet specialists. So now, after she started becoming better, she decided to have a special diet in order to gain weight. Her doctor okayed the plan or accepted. Some of my patients with advanced lung cancer have tried a macrobiotic diet. For someone like Heather, it may have an impact, but there is not much research on that. 3 years later, she got married to an old friend of hers and went with him on a 7-day cruise. They visited Dunes River Falls in Jamaica. As rushing water splashed their legs, they began to climb the 600-foot waterfall. While many people stopped at a platform part way up, Heather pushed on until she made it to the top. The victorious moment, she said, sums up her cancer journey. It's a series of slippery rocks I have to climb for the past 3 years. I don't know where I'll end up, but wherever obstacles are, I'm determined to take the next step. So as you can see, she overcame this obstacle, she overcame her illness, this disease, and she was strong enough, she was determined enough, she was patient enough to beat this disease. This is what we're talking about facing challenges and overcoming obstacles. Let's solve these 3 questions together, and of course the other part of the worksheet will be solved by you at home. Based on paragraph 2, how serious was Heather's case? Pick out 2 pieces of evidence. Of course, her case was serious. She had lung cancer. Her case was getting worse because she did a surgery. She stayed 1 month at home, and then after that they found out that she has cancer in 5 of her lymph nodes. So her case was really bad. Based on paragraph 5, how did Heather summarize her journey with the disease? Heather summarized her journey by saying that she will beat the disease no matter what happens, and that life will continue. As you can see in paragraph 5, she got married again. She said that you have to be determined and patient in order to overcome any obstacle. Suggest a suitable title for the text. Actually, I suggested steel will because she really had a steel will. She was very strong. She was determined. She is really an iron woman because she did the impossible in order to beat this disease, and she did. So this was everything. Read the text again here in the lecture, and it's also found in the worksheet. Do the worksheet. And that's everything. Thank you.